Meantime, Biden's Justice Department now says it already reviewed the material seized from former President Trump's Florida residence, saying, quote, the privilege review team identified a limited set of materials that potentially contained attorney-client privilege information, completed its review of those materials, and is in the process of following the procedures to address potential privilege disputes, if any.
Jonathan Fahey is a former federal prosecutor and former DHS Deputy Assistant Secretary. He joins us now. You know, gosh, Jonathan, I have so many questions, but I think the obvious one we need to start with now is, how is this okay for the FBI agents to just go really messing in the former president's things? You know, for God's sakes, they took his passport. But how is this okay, and can they get away with all of this?
Well, that's a good question, and you see the thing about the special master request that the former president asked for, and that seemed like an inherently reasonable request, and there really didn't seem to be any urgency to go through this material, and what the FBI is doing, and which is actually very standard, is having a taint team go through it that's supposedly walled off from the investigative team. But the issue here is, you know, we have this, there's obviously some politics involved here and the appearance of political involvement, and this has been brought on by the Department of Justice and their actions from the beginning. So they should be extra careful, and they want the American public to believe that they're going to keep things separate from the investigative team. But the Department of Justice team investigating this case and involved in this case has been leaking grand jury material to the press, leaking other information to the press. So we're expected to believe, and they want the public to believe, that they will keep these things separate. Yet they haven't been able to fulfill their obligations under the law with respect to the grand jury and the sealed materials. So it is a real concern. I'm not sure why they couldn't have waited. I'm not sure why they didn't just plan this, because these issues were predictable, that there would be privilege issues within these documents. And it seems like they should have taken every safeguard possible, not only to do it right, but to have the appearance that they're being fair. And I think at that part of it, they've certainly failed.
Jonathan, I think it's crucial to point out that when it comes to specifically the attorney-client privilege, this is not how it's done in law at large. And I think the president's attorney, Alina Habba, really highlighted that point. Take a listen to her.
Imagine that I say, hey, I'm going to go into the White House. I'm going to take Biden's confidential records that he has privately with his attorney. Those are attorney-client privilege. Those are privileged records. No one's allowed to see them but the attorney and the client. I'm going to take them, but don't worry, I'm going to have my associate look at them and go through what is and isn't good for me, and then I'll give it back to you. It's 2022. This system is so broken. Somebody better go clean house.
Jonathan, it is a first-year law school civil procedure that the client is the party that gets first crack at determining whether the attorney-client privilege attaches, not the prosecutor. Isn't this perfect proof right here that this search was overbroad from the start?
Well, it does seem like, again, they should have taken some safeguards here, and at the front end maybe gone to this judge and said, can we have a special master review these materials and make that separation or make that initial determination, because they're never going to be able to get around the allegation that the items or the materials were commingled, and you really have to take extra precautions when we're talking about the former president of the United States, and we're also talking about executive privileges and things like that. And it really makes no sense to me the way they've gone about this, because on one hand they want to say, oh, we're just doing this the normal way, yet they're doing all these things that they normally don't do, because I know this, they normally aren't leaking investigations to the press and aren't doing other things. So the Attorney General needs to step up, take some responsibility, and his pledge a couple weeks ago to be transparent on this investigation, he's failed that in every respect. You know, what we saw a few days ago with the redacted affidavit, you know, they owe the American public a lot more than what they've done here.
Okay, Jonathan, let's switch gears slightly here. We're going to talk about the border. The White House is now actually denying that migrants are just walking over the border. But our Fox News correspondent Bill Malugin posted this yesterday, quote, this happens every single day, multiple times a day in Eagle Pass alone. One tiny spot on the border, yes, they do just walk across by the hundreds. A large majority of them in Del Rio sector are then released. It is that simple. It was back and forth between Peter Doocy and the White House press secretary, and she said that just isn't true. I mean, is the White House just now deciding they're just going to lie right to our faces when we can see it happening over and over and over?
It really is remarkable how, everyone knows what's going on. They're not even benefiting themselves by not telling the truth about it, because everyone can see what's happening. It really doesn't make any sense. And I think Peter Doocy's questioning was fantastic, because he really honed in on two horrible policies, inconsistent with each other and colliding with when we're talking about Djokovic and things like that. And it really is amazing, but it doesn't make sense to me why they aren't just telling the truth, because everyone knows we have an open border, and for them to claim that we're doing anything at the border other than just letting people in and ignoring all the responsibilities that they have for law enforcement, public safety, national security, no one's buying it anymore. So it doesn't even make any sense. They should at least think of a new lie or something else, or maybe actually just tell the truth and address the issue in a serious and meaningful way and put the interests of the American public first.
You mentioned the Djokovic hypocrisy, in fact. Here's the White House, KJP, trying to explain this away, and she really can't. Listen.
How come migrants are allowed to come into this country unvaccinated, but world-class tennis players are not?
You're talking about which world-class tennis player?
Novak Djokovic.
So visa records are confidential under U.S. law. Therefore, the U.S. government cannot discuss the details of individual visa cases. Due to privacy reasons, the U.S. government also does not comment on medical information of individual travelers. This is a CDC requirement for foreign nationals. This is something that they decide. This is something that is up to them. The U.S. Open and their participant protocols, I'd refer you to them.
Okay, so to summarize, one of the healthiest humans in the world is being prevented from playing a socially distanced sport, while border crossers, many of whom are unvaxxed, many of whom have the virus, are allowed to cross at will. Some border sections have seen a 1,000% surge in the virus. That answer you heard from KJP, isn't that really the best she can do, because the facts just aren't on her side here?
I'm not sure if it's the best she could do, but it was pretty bad. But I agree with you that what can they possibly say? Like you said, a world-class athlete that doesn't want to take a vaccine, that does nothing to prevent transmission, at least in my understanding, it just maybe mitigates the effects of a disease that's really not going to hurt him at all. So that policy makes no sense whatsoever, and they know it. And and then the border policy, it's not only unvaccinated people coming through or being released with COVID, they don't even know if they're vaccinated for other diseases, but they don't care. It just shows this administration's commitment to open borders is unwavering. If you look at the DHS secretary, he's willing to put open borders ahead of our national security, our public safety, our public health now, or it's obvious now, is willing to appear incompetent, willing to compromise his integrity. So in a way, it's sort of remarkable and impressive how committed they are to a policy, obviously, that's really bad for America, but they are not wavering. And the Djokovic thing, it's funny in a lot of respects. And you do wonder, like, where's Dr. Fauci on this one? He'll have an opinion about absolutely everything. We got Labor Day coming up next week. He'll tell you how many people could come to your backyard next week, but he won't weigh in on this one because the administration looks bad. So he should have been out front on this with the border issue 2 years ago, and instead he'll sit down on this one. And it's just remarkable how our public health officials diminish themselves by instituting horrible policies, doubling down on them, and unwilling to be honest, straightforward, and push back against the politicians, unless they are in fact part of the politicians. And it really is, it's just such a remarkable thing. But it is amazing watching these issues collide and watching them try to handle it.
Right, and not to mention that just because you're vaccinated doesn't mean that it's going to protect you against these Omicron strains, because people who are vaccinated are still getting it 2 and 3 times. So none of it makes any sense. Jonathan Fahey, thank you for being with us this morning. We appreciate it.